Have you ever thought about what your future self would say if they could see you right now? Not the version of you that people see every day, but the version that lives inside your dreams, the one who already made it. Imagine them standing there, watching as you scroll, delay, and tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. What do you think they feel? Pride or disappointment? You can almost feel their silence. Because deep down, you know they're waiting for you to move. They're waiting for you to do the things you promised. And every minute you waste isn't just lost time. It's a piece of your future slipping quietly away. You weren't born to drift through days that blur together. You weren't meant to live in loops of almost starting. You were built to create, to grow, to rise. But somewhere along the way, comfort disguised itself as peace. You started convincing yourself that rest was recovery, when sometimes it's just avoidance wearing a softer name. And every time you tell yourself later, you teach your mind that dreams can wait, that the life you want isn't urgent. But it is. Because the clock doesn't stop when you pause. It keeps moving, pulling your future self further away. There's something powerful that happens when you truly realize time doesn't return. Your future self already knows this truth. They know the cost of hesitation. They've seen what your life could become if you just took one more step today. They've seen the strength that's buried beneath your excuses. They know what it feels like to look back and wish you'd begun sooner. And that's why they're watching, not to judge, but to remind you. To whisper, don't let this moment pass. Don't make me live with what you were too afraid to start. Right now, you stand at a line that separates comfort from change. On one side, there's ease, the familiar rhythm of waiting for the right time. On the other, there's uncertainty, effort, and the raw power of growth. The future version of you has already crossed that line. They've built habits you keep putting off. They've become the person you keep imagining. They're living the rewards you crave, the peace, the pride, the freedom. But to reach them, you must act while it still matters. You must decide that your potential deserves urgency. If you stay until the end, you'll feel something awaken. The realization that your future self isn't some distant figure. They're you. But stronger, braver, more alive. They're proof that your pain can become purpose, your doubts can become drive. So listen carefully, because what comes next isn't about motivation. It's about reclaiming the time you still have. Stay, because your future self is still watching. And if you start now, they won't just be proud, they'll finally be free. You've felt it before. The quiet pull inside that tells you you're capable of more. It comes in the middle of the night when everything is still, whispering that you're meant for something greater. But too often, you silence it. You drown it out with distraction, convincing yourself that now isn't the right time. Yet there is no right time. There is only this moment, the one your future self will remember as the point you either rose or remained the same. Every dream you've ever had is waiting on your decision to stop waiting. The path forward isn't hidden from you. It's right there, buried beneath hesitation and fear. And the longer you wait to face it, the heavier that fear becomes. Fear loves comfort. It feeds on your uncertainty. It tells you stories about failure before you even begin. But what if failure was never the enemy? What if the real enemy is the version of you who never tried? The one who traded potential for safety? Growth was never meant to feel easy. It was meant to challenge you, stretch you, and shape you into someone stronger. Every time you resist it, you build walls between who you are and who you could be. But every time you act despite fear, you prove that courage doesn't mean being unafraid. It means moving forward even when you are. Your future self isn't built by grand moments of luck. They're formed by small, consistent acts of effort that no one sees. The early mornings when you choose discipline over comfort. The late nights when you keep going even though no one's watching. These moments forge strength. They create the quiet kind of confidence that doesn't need validation because it's earned. Every time you choose progress over procrastination, your future self takes one step closer to existence. You can almost see them standing taller, moving with purpose, free from regret. And that's the truth most people miss. Success isn't some distant event. It's a series of tiny victories stacked on top of each other. Each choice matters. Each moment counts. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You just need to stop betraying the small promises you make to yourself. Because when you break those promises, you break trust with your own potential. But when you keep them, you build something unshakable, self-respect. And that's where real transformation begins. So before you scroll away, before you tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, pause. Feel that quiet resistance inside. It's not weakness. It's the signal that you're standing at the edge of growth. Step into it. Don't wait for motivation. Create it through action. Don't chase perfection, chase progress. Your future self is still watching, still waiting, still believing in you. And one day, when you finally move, they'll smile. Not because you made it, but because you finally chose to begin. There will come a moment when the excuses stop making sense. when you realize that no amount of waiting will make the fear go away. That moment is powerful because it strips everything down to truth. The truth that your life is moving with or without your permission. And if you don't take control, the world will decide for you. Every second you hesitate, you surrender your potential to comfort. But when you act, even in small ways, you begin to shift something deep inside. You prove to yourself that your future is not controlled by luck or timing. It's built by the decisions you make when no one's watching. Change doesn't happen in an instant. It happens through quiet defiance, when you refuse to let old habits define you. Every time you choose focus over distraction, discipline over delay, you rewrite your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who dreams and start seeing yourself as someone who does. That shift is everything. Because once you see yourself differently, your actions follow. And when your actions change, your life begins to align with the vision your future self has always held for you. It's easy to think the gap between where you are and where you want to be is too wide, but it's not. It's just filled with the choices you haven't made yet. The gap closes every time you take responsibility for your direction. Every time you show up for yourself, even when it's inconvenient. Progress doesn't care about your mood. It responds only to movement. And when you move, even imperfectly, the universe moves with you. Doors start to open, momentum builds. Confidence grows not from success, but from consistency. That's the secret your future self wishes you knew. That clarity comes from doing, not from waiting to feel ready. The more you act, the more you understand what you're capable of. The more you face discomfort, the less control fear has over you. You become stronger, sharper, more focused. You stop asking for signs and start becoming one. And in that process, you realize that everything you've been searching for, purpose, direction, fulfillment, was never somewhere else. It was always inside you, waiting for commitment to bring it to life. Right now, as you listen, your future self isn't just watching. They're urging you. They're silently reaching out, asking you to meet them halfway. To stop waiting for confidence and start creating it. To stop chasing the perfect moment and start shaping it. You don't need to know every step ahead. You just need to trust that forward is enough. Because once you begin, you'll feel something shift. The quiet power of momentum, the spark of becoming. And one day, when you look back, you'll see that this was the moment everything changed. The moment you stopped watching time pass and started owning it. The moment you decide to change, something profound happens. The world doesn't shift immediately, but your inner world begins to. You start to see everything differently. The same obstacles that once looked impossible now appear as invitations to rise. The same fears that once paralyzed you begin to lose their power. Because now you're not living from reaction, you're living from intention. Every choice becomes a statement. I'm not who I was yesterday. And when you live like that, your future self begins to move closer, step by step, as if drawn by the gravity of your commitment. This is where most people quit. Not because they can't succeed, but because growth feels unfamiliar. The mind craves safety, and change threatens it. You'll hear the whispers of doubt telling you it's pointless, that you're not built for this, that you'll fail again. But those thoughts aren't truth. They're echoes of your past identity fighting to survive. The real battle isn't outside you, it's inside. And the only way to win is to keep moving through the noise. Keep showing up when it's hard. Keep choosing progress even when no one notices. Every time you push through resistance, you prove that the old version of you no longer controls your future. Your future self is proud of this fight. They remember these exact moments. The nights you wanted to give up but didn't. The days you doubted but still showed up. These are the moments that shape you. Because success isn't born in comfort, it's built in perseverance. Every time you continue, even when the outcome is uncertain, you teach your mind that discipline is stronger than doubt. You create evidence that you can trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, nothing can shake you. One day, you'll look back and realize it was never about the goal itself. It was about who you became chasing it. You'll see how every setback trained your strength, every delay sharpened your patience, every challenge refined your character. That's the real reward, the evolution of who you are. And once you reach that level of awareness, quitting no longer feels like an option. Because you'll understand that what you've built inside you is far more powerful than any external success. So stand tall in your journey. Let the weight of your dreams press against your limits and remind you that pressure is proof of potential. You've already come further than you think. Every scar, every stumble, every silent victory has been leading to this, your awakening. Don't stop now. Don't dim the fire that's finally begun to burn. Your future self is still watching, still believing, still waiting for the moment you fully step into who you were always meant to be. That moment is now. Start living like it. There's a moment when everything you've done starts to connect, when every effort, every small act of discipline begins to reveal its purpose. You realize that all along it was never about instant success. It was about building a foundation strong enough to carry the weight of your future. Every hard choice, every moment of doubt, every sacrifice was shaping you into someone who doesn't just wish for change, but embodies it. You begin to understand that greatness isn't found in a single victory. It's the quiet accumulation of every time you refuse to give up. And suddenly, the struggle that once felt endless becomes the proof that you are becoming unstoppable. This is where transformation takes root. The noise fades. The opinions of others lose their hold. The need for validation disappears. Because now you're not chasing the world's approval. You're fulfilling your own potential. You realize that the journey was never about comparison. It was about alignment. Every time you take action aligned with your purpose, you step closer to peace. You no longer run from discomfort. You use it as fuel. You no longer wait for motivation. You generate it through movement. You start to feel something deeper than excitement. You feel pride, not for the results, but for the resilience that got you here. Your future self is no longer just watching. They're merging with you. You can feel them in every disciplined breath, in every moment you choose focus over distraction. The distance between who you were and who you are becoming is shrinking. You can sense it in your confidence, your clarity, your calm. This is what it means to take control of your life. To be fully present, fully committed, fully alive. The chaos doesn't disappear, but you learn to move through it with purpose. You no longer fear time slipping away because now you're using it intentionally. You've stopped wasting days wishing and started building days that matter. And this is the truth that changes everything. No one can save you but you. Not luck, not timing, not anyone's belief but your own. The power to change your life has always been in your hands. Every decision, every effort, every moment of courage is a vote for the person you want to become. You don't need to wait for permission. You already have it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin, again and again, until consistency becomes identity. Look at where you are right now. Look at how far you've come. The fact that you're still standing means there's something inside you that refuses to quit. Feed that. Protect it. Honor it. Because one day when your future self looks back, they won't remember the moments you hesitated. They'll remember the moment you finally decided to rise. And that decision, right now, is where your real future begins.